Now on CHTV, we take a look at the importance of self-advocacy while on the hybrid schedule. Ian Yeoman takes a closer look into how COVID-19 has impacted the Indy Fuel, the Indianapolis hockey team. CHTV's Izzy Heriter gives us her ratings for our favorite Thanksgiving foods. Finally, we'll finish up with Pet of the Week. CHTV starts right now. Good morning, Greyhounds. I'm Brooke Zurcher with your CHTV News Update. With a new hybrid schedule this year, it can sometimes be a challenge getting your questions answered on your virtual days. CHTV's very own Lexi Amore asked different CHS students about self-advocacy. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Max, and today let's talk about self-advocacy. So first of all, what is self-advocacy? Self-advocacy is standing up for oneself and one's interests. Today, I'd like to talk about CHS's new initiative, Ask 3 Before Me. So Ask 3 Before Me is all about solving problems without going to the teacher. So if you ever come across a problem on your virtual day, try these 3 steps. Step 1, ask a friend. Reach out to a friend and see if they can help you with your issue. If they can, step 2 is to look on YouTube and see if you can find a helpful video. There's a lot of videos available from Khan Academy to other sources. Obviously be careful and make sure it's a reputable institution. Step 3, if none of that works, open your web browser of choice and see if you can find any information there from, again, a credible source that could help you with your problem.
Well, usually when I have a problem, I go back through, look through all my notes, and double check it.
So on my virtual days, normally I will check Canvas for whatever my teacher's agenda is for the day, and then I check the assignments that the agenda has, and I make sure to read all of the directions, and then I complete my schoolwork, and I'm done for the day.
And if none of that works, which it may not, you will have to email your teacher. Now I'd like to turn it over to Lexi with some tips on email etiquette.
Hi, I'm Lexi Amore, and I'm here to give you guys some tips on email etiquette. So the first thing you guys want to do is utilize your subject line. You want to include your first and last name, your cohort, your block, and a 3 to 5 word description of what your message is about. Then in your message, you want to be direct about your question or problem, and you want to specify to the teacher what you have already done to try to solve the problem, such as Google it or ask a classmate. You want to use proper capitalization and punctuation, and you want to use the proper tone and avoid all caps. And then the last part is to make sure you include a proper sign-off. You want to restate your first and last name, your block, and your cohort again, and you want to make sure to say thank you.
So I think one of the most important things about the Ask 3 Before Me initiative is just teaching kids how to answer their own questions, be self-sufficient, being able to problem solve on their own. Because in college and in a career path, there's not always going to be someone like me or another teacher there to help you. It also gives your teachers a chance to work more on lesson plans and not have to spend so much time answering the same question over and over, so it kind of benefits everybody.
I hope this helps. Thank you so much for watching The Habits of Highly Successful Virtual Students. I have been Max Kim. Thank you so much.
In COVID news, the amount of testing has increased, but so has the number of positive cases. Governor Eric Holcomb has advised families across Indiana to stay safe on Thanksgiving and to socially distance as much as possible. Now over to CHTV Sport Director Matthew Placzek for our sports update.
Good morning, Greyhounds. This is Matthew Placzek here with your last CHTV Sports update before Thanksgiving break. In college basketball news, the NCAA kicked off action this week across the country. After the first ever cancellation of March Madness, college basketball fans are anxious for the tournament to resume this year. NBC News reports that NCAA officials are planning for a one-location tournament for safety precautions, and Indianapolis is a favorite for the big dance. The Final Four was already scheduled to take place here at Lucas Oil Stadium on April 3rd and 5th. Now, Butler's Hinkle Fieldhouse, IUPUI's Farmers Coliseum, and Bankers Life Fieldhouse, home of the Indiana Pacers, are possible sites for the 68-team tournament. In college football news, IU fell to the Ohio State Buckeyes on Saturday in their first loss of the 2020-2021 season. IU entered the game as 3-touchdown underdogs on the back of a huge win against Michigan State. Justin Fields and the Ohio State offense just proved to be too much for the Hoosiers to handle. Despite the loss, IU has surprised fans across the country this year and will look to bounce back when they take on the Maryland Terrapins in Bloomington on Saturday. In Carmel news, following the Greyhounds' loss to Ben Davis in the football regional finals a week and a half ago, fall sports have concluded and the winter season officially began. Girls basketball, led by head coach Aaron Trimpe, are red hot so far with a 3-0 record. The Hounds took down Homestead, Heritage Christian, and Zionsville with stellar performances from center Bridget Dunn and shooting guard Kate Clark. In the 3 games, Dunn and Clark combined for 115 of the Hounds' 183 points and will look to continue their incredible form this Tuesday away against the Noblesville Millers. On the boys' side, a schedule change was forced into play after this Tuesday's game against Zionsville was postponed. With a gap in their schedule, the Hounds found a new opponent in Columbus North, and they will take on the Bulldogs this Tuesday at home. After losing only one senior in Jackson Jansen, Carmel will field a squad almost identical to last year. Celebration of their sectional victory over Westfield this past spring was cut short when IHSAA announced the early termination of the state tournament. With the uncertainty around coronavirus still prevalent, Coach Ryan Osborne will take comfort in the talent and firepower he has on the court to make a run at another state championship. Last but not least, CHTV's Ian Yeoman sat down with Doug Christensen, head coach of the Indy Fuel, to see how coronavirus impacted preparation for this year's hockey season. Let's take a look.
Hello Greyhounds, I'm Ian Yeoman. Earlier this fall I got a chance to sit down with the head coach of the Indy Fuel, Doug Christensen. We talked about his concerns about the season and about COVID-19. So Doug, how is the league handling COVID-19 and how is the team plan to handle COVID-19?
The league put together a 25-page protocol, but the COVID protocols and procedures, as you've seen with the Big Ten and Pac-12 in all of the leagues, is constantly evolving. You know, there's going to be a lot of changes. We're going to really have to tackle those changes. And so for me, we're going to focus on A, keeping the players safe. B, we're obviously going to have the temperature checks every day. They're going to have COVID tests before they leave their home city. They're going to have COVID tests upon arrival. They'll be tested throughout the season. And so we're going to have to do everything that we can to monitor our players, keep them healthy, and put us in a situation where players are healthy, coaches are healthy, staff is healthy, and we follow the guidelines to a T. But the biggest thing is going to be, you know, when the updated schedule comes out, what that's going to look like in terms of team travel and hotels and meals. So it's evolving, but my expectation is that all the teams are going to take it seriously, because there's one thing that we've learned. It's the fastest way to shut down the season is to not handle the coronavirus properly. I think it's going to be tricky. We're going to have to adapt. I think for me, one of the things I stress the most is communication. And we have to be clear, we have to be direct, and we have to give the players all of the information that they need on a daily basis. You're literally focusing on the next day and making sure that players are healthy and they come to the rink. As I told them, I said, prepare for a long year and adapt as procedures and protocols change. So some things that we've talked about are color-coded water bottles. So if you're a forward, you're going to be in one color and you're going to have your number on it. If you're a defenseman, you're in another color and you'll have your number on it. So at a quick glance, they know that, okay, that's our forward or a defenseman. In terms of game night, one of the biggest changes is going to be the reduction in people coming in. Mark, who's on this call now, would be in the locker room all the time last year. He's just not going to be in the locker room this year. Autographs and events with fans are going to have to be changed significantly. And so it's going to be a different world. And we have to work together to ensure that it comes off smoothly. It's going to be work. there's no question about it. It's going to be work. We're going to have to adapt, and we're going to have to be as smart as we possibly can.
Thanks, Ian, for that inside look into the Indy Fuel. That's all I have for your CHTV Sports.
Good morning, Greyhounds. I'm Kirby with CHTV with this week's weather update. Today we have a high of 45 and a low of 40. Then on Wednesday, the first day of break, we have a high of 55 and a low of 42 with a 70% chance of rain. Then the day we've all been waiting for, Thursday, we have a high of 48 and a low of 38. Starting the weekend off, we have a high of 51 and a low of 40. Then on Saturday, we have a high of 44 and a low of 33, followed by a high of 45 and a low of 28 on Sunday. I hope you have a great, relaxing...
Hi Carmel High School, I'm Hallie Reeves here with your entertainment update. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and with COVID-19, things are looking a little different. But some traditions will continue this year. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will happen this year on November 26th. It will air from 9 a.m. to noon in all time zones, so wherever you are this year, you can enjoy the show. Some other fun things you can try this year are Thanksgiving bingo, Thanksgiving trivia, or going around saying what you're thankful for. Continuing the Thanksgiving mood, CHTV's Izzy Herender put together a Thanksgiving food rankings package. Let's take a look.
Hi, my name is Izzy Hereder, and today I'm going to be rating the top 5 Thanksgiving foods. So, coming in number 5, we have turkey. I know it's a staple at many people's Thanksgiving, but to say that it is the best is quite a stretch. Number 4, we have cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce is good, but it's never the best at the table. So then at number 3, we have stuffing. Stuffing's a lot like cranberry sauce. Coming in at number 2, we have things like rolls, mashed potatoes, sweet potato casserole. Those things I feel like I don't need to describe. And coming in first, we have pumpkin pie, which is best topped with just a little bit of whipped cream.
What a great package, Izzy. In other news, last week Matthew Crum mentioned Carmel Choirs and their annual holiday spectacular, December 18th through the 20th. They are recording their show due to COVID-19 this year, but you can watch the live stream on YouTube found on the Carmel Choirs page. Let's send it back over to Brooke for Pet of the Week. Thank you, Hallie. Before we go, we have our Pet of the Week segment. If you would like your pet to be featured on CHTV, send a picture with your name and your pet's name to carmeltv99@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at carmeltv. Also, to stay updated on all CHS news, be sure to give us a follow on Instagram at Carmel TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at CHTV Carmel Television. Thank you for tuning in. From CHTV, this has been Brooke Zurcher. Stay safe and have a great Thanksgiving break, Greyhounds.
Yes, I need CHTV Concord.
Hello, I'm here to bless you with the Instagram plug.
Instagram plug.
So we have the Carmel TV for Instagram, Twitter is CHTV, and then YouTube is CHTV Carmel Television. Wow! It's pretty epic.
Because in these social media platforms, you'll discover some amazing interviews, news, and much more that will benefit you. And who knows, you may want to join CHTV. Wink wink, nudge nudge.